Hey, this is Walter Jones.
This is Austin St. John.
And you're listening to Ranger Danger.
In the podcasting life, they must fight to survive. Shackled by the chains of the past. They're the biggest of geeks, cause they watch every week. Subscribe to see if they can last. Go, Ranger Danger. We can't ever stop. Go, Ranger Danger. We will podcast till we drop. Probably forever. Yeah, whatever. Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger, Dino Charge.
Alright, welcome to Ranger Danger Dino Charge. This is the podcast where we watch episodes of the TV series Power Rangers Dino Charge. Then after that, we discuss them. Michael, how are you today?
I'm not bad. It's a long weekend, you know. It's all good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited, actually, because on this episode, we get to talk about something very special. We get to talk about the fact that you, Michael, who went to math camp, made a mistake with numbers.
I didn't make a mistake with numbers. That's not what happened.
Okay, we'll explain to the listeners what happened.
Okay, so Matt, we might as well tell them that this is episode 793 or episode 13 or episode 800.
That's right. So we have been counting. Well, the way we've been counting would have said that this is episode 793.
Yep.
But it turns out the people who make the show disagree.
Basically, in the last 4 seasons, so since Samurai, Saban have made, I think, 7 special episodes. So,
yes.
like Halloween specials, Christmas specials, that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We were not counting those as episodes of the series.
Yes.
They were outside the 20 episodes a year that the show makes.
Yep.
Which would have meant that this was episode 793. We found out this week, because Saban have been pushing it, that they are including those episodes, because this is now considered episode 800.
That's right. Big number.
Yeah.
That we snuck up on all of a sudden.
Yeah. So we're not going to go back and edit anything in our existing Dino Charge episodes, but I will renumber them in the feed.
Okay, cool.
So if you're listening to this and you're wondering the last episode was 792, where have the 7 in between gone?
They're right here, as they've always been.
Yep, in the past.
That's right.
That's right.
So, Michael, do we have anything to discuss before we jump into today's episode?
Matt, I've got a ton of stuff to discuss this week.
Well, that's exciting. All right, hit me.
Okay, so first of all, 2 like internal Ranger Danger admin things.
I can't believe we have those, but yes, go on.
This is your last chance to do our Ranger Danger 2-year survey.
You don't want to miss out on that one.
No, so we're going to close it in, I want to say, like a day and a half or so from when this episode comes out.
So I want you guys to imagine the Thunderbird disaster music. Time is running out and you have to get to this survey.
Yeah, so we're going to close it at 7 p.m. Thursday Sydney time. Mm-hmm. That's 1 a.m. Thursday in Los Angeles, 4 a.m. in New York, or 9 a.m. in London.
That's comprehensive.
If you're in a place that isn't one of those, presumably you can use one of those as a reference.
Yeah. Just do it now, basically.
Yeah. So if you haven't done the survey, and thanks to the, I want to say like 35 or so people who already have, but if you haven't, do it. There's a chance to win a cool thing.
Yeah, a pretty cool thing, I would say.
And speaking of that cool thing, we announce what that cool thing is at the end of our 2-year anniversary special, which will come out on Friday on our 2-year anniversary.
We're doing a 2-year anniversary special?
Yes, Matt, we are.
That's exciting. I have no idea what's going to happen.
You know exactly what's going to happen, Matt.
Oh. Is that because we've already recorded
That's exactly why, Matt.
Shh, don't tell the listeners. You'll ruin the magic.
So that's out on Friday Sydney time. It's probably Thursday night that comes out for you guys, which is why we need you to finish the survey early so that we can record who the winner is and put it on the end of that special.
Yes, and we also want to get you your cool thing as soon as possible.
Yes.
So
So anyway, please do the special please do the survey.
And listen to the special, not
And
the other way around.
listen-
Listening to the survey will be no good.
No, and you can't do the... I guess you can participate in the special yourself, if you'd like.
I'm so glad that you took it to that place.
Yeah, that's right.
More stuff.
Yeah, more stuff. There was a second Ranger Danger thing, and I've forgotten what it was. So it can't have been that important.
Cool, moving on.
All right. Press shots of the Legacy Thunder Megazord, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, that's going to be hella expensive.
It must not... The shots that they've released look too good to be true.
Oh, look, I'm sure that they're mostly Photoshop.
Yeah.
Whether or not they're, like, actually just renders or photos that have been incredibly well treated.
There's just, there's a few bits on it that look like real lighting.
Yep.
That made me think, oh, it's real. But then there's other bits that just, it can't be that smooth and polished and sexy.
Maybe it can, Matt.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
I'd buy one and find out, but they cost $1 million.
Yep, well, yeah, that's sad.
It is sad.
They don't cost $1 million. They cost a tiny fraction of $1 million.
They cost enough that I can round up to $1 million because it makes the same amount, makes the same difference to me at that amount.
Is that,
you know what I mean?
Is that really true?
Yeah, I think so. It's priced out of my range, I think.
Well, I mean, that's fine. But I would say, you can earn the $200 that it costs. It's going to take you a lot longer to earn $1 million.
I suppose.
Yeah, that's right.
You just want to reclaim your numbers man status, don't you?
Well, I don't think I would round it up to $1 million. I think that is a flawed system.
All right.
All right. Next, we got an email.
Hey, email!
This email is from Corbin, who I believe has emailed us before.
Okay. Hi, Corbin.
Yeah, so Corbin wanted to point out that last week's episode, or not actually last week's, but the previous episode, was called Night After Nights.
Yes.
And we didn't understand what the title was all about.
Yep.
He explains, and it does make a lot more sense once you've seen the episode, Sir Ivan is a knight who is looking for other knights.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, I get it now.
It still isn't a pun.
No.
No.
But, it kind of is, because night after night, without the plural,
I
is
guess.
kind of an idiom. So, look, I appreciate it. Thank you for that, Corbin. I feel satisfied now that it's not a strange, random name.
Yeah. He also says he's looking forward to Sir Ivan training up the Rangers. And I quite agree. I think there's some exciting stuff to happen there.
I think so too, absolutely.
And the question he's got for us is, Matt, there's 2 time-displaced Rangers on this team now.
That's right.
If they did it again, what time would you like to see a Power Ranger come from?
Normally I'd say the future, but we've kind of covered that with Power Rangers before.
Sure.
The most fan-servicey one would be Tom Oliver returning from his position in 17th century Angel Grove?
Yep.
17th century.
Which our listeners won't have heard that episode yet, but that's an exciting thing that's coming up.
Spoiler warning, I guess. I don't know. I think maybe... See, the two of them at the moment are pretty good representations of very broad stretches of history. There's prehistory, and then there's sort of the Middle Ages.
Yep.
So I'd almost want sort of 17th, 18th century, maybe.
Right.
Maybe
Shakespeare.
Yeah, or someone from Victorian England. You know?
Sure. Corbin's suggestion was the 1930s, like a Captain America Power Ranger.
That'd be pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Do you have a position on this one, Michael?
I agree in that that kind of mid-war period when Tesla and Edison and all of that crazy science shit was going down.
Michael, if it was a female aviator,
Yes.
I'd be very much on board.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it would.
Yep.
Cool.
All right, I think that's everything, although I can't remember what that other thing was that we were going to talk about, but that's fine.
So it's episode 800, Michael.
Yes.
And what's the title of the episode again?
This is called Sink or Swim. That's Sink, S-Y-N-C.
Now, given that this is the 800th episode,
Yes.
and it has Sync in the title, is it too much to ask for a return of Lip Syncer?
Yes, definitely.
Oh. But it's such a good opportunity.
Is it though?
Yeah, absolutely.
800 episodes is insane, isn't it?
It's a bit crazy.
Um,
The fact that we're going to live to see 1,000 episodes of this show,
I don't know about that.
you don't?
Well, at the moment,
What age are you planning on living
at
to?
the moment, they're doing 20 episodes a year.
Yeah.
That means the show has to last another decade for them
Yeah.
to get to 1,000. I just am not convinced that will happen.
Oh, that the show will get to that
Yes,
much.
I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure we will live to the point at which there would be 1,000 episodes, barring some sort of horrible accident.
I was wondering what you knew that I didn't about, like, upcoming global history.
Oh, do you not know that I'm from the future? Have we really not talked about that in like 130 episodes of this podcast?
You'd think that'd come up with all the time displacement stuff that comes up on the show.
Yeah.
That would be a good jumping board to discuss that topic.
Yeah, so I am from the future, and boy, the next decade is a fun one.
It's like sarcastic fun.
Yeah, a little of both.
All right, cool. I'm fine. As long as there's a balance there, I'm all good. All right, well, why don't we go see what's in our immediate future and watch this 800th episode of Power Rangers right now.
All right, bye guys.
Ranger Danger, Ranger Danger.
And we're back.
Yep.
Michael, that was incredibly disappointing.
I wouldn't say I didn't hate it.
I think my issue was that since they were making a big deal about it being the 800th episode, I thought that would be reflected in the show's content in some way.
Oh no,
It was not. It was definitely...
This is not an anniversary episode.
No.
This is an episode that happens to be the 800th episode.
Which is weird, because I'm pretty sure the last time they did an anniversary episode, it was because it hit a 100 number. I think it might have been 500. I can't remember for sure.
Yes, that's true. That was Legacy of Power, a couple of episodes into into Dino Thunder.
Yeah.
But episode 600 was just a regular episode, as episode 700 was the season finale of RPM.
Right.
But that wasn't like a legacy episode in any way. It was just happened to be the end of a season.
What was the episode that Adam returned in for Overdrive?
Once a Ranger.
Yeah, was that like a time-based anniversary or an episode-based anniversary?
I believe it was probably a time base. That might have been 15 years.
Right, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, well there you go. Alright, so putting aside that disappointment, yeah, it was a fine episode.
Yep. Let's get this out of the way. It's a fart monster episode.
It is, and that made me quite upset.
We've
is it-
covered your stance on fart monsters before, Matt.
Yeah, they really rubbed my face in it, so to speak, this episode. Alright, shall we talk about what went down?
Yeah, sure. We take it from the top, I guess. It's the right place to take it from.
Yep.
For the 800th time.
Yeah. So we start off with an introduction to the monster.
Yep. Wrench has built some sort of bomb with like a glowy orange core.
Yeah. With an extensive timer on it, as we'll learn later on in the episode.
Yeah, and like I don't know quite how to describe this monster.
He looks kind of like a kabuki monster, but with some tubes as well.
Yeah, in the Japanese monster is themed after something called Children's Day,
Right. That's terrifying.
which is a thing that happens on May the 5th, and is like, hey, let kids have fun. It's like a good kids. It's been a national holiday since like the 50s or the 40s,
Huh.
and has been like known about for a very long time before that. So it is like a proper existing Japanese holiday.
There you go.
Yeah.
On that Japanese holiday, does red smoke come out and then a snake?
I mean, I have to imagine so, because otherwise, what the fuck?
Yeah, I agree. But kind of what the fuck either way, really.
Yeah, that's certainly fair enough. So, yeah, he can create red smoke out of a thing on his back.
Yep. That's true.
And basically, Sled
There we go.
is going to send down Wrench and Smokescreen to, I guess, work together.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a question. Oh, I
Yep.
just figured it out. I was going to ask what the episode title was about, but then I got it.
Yeah, because they have to work together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was focusing on the swim too much, I think.
Yep, there is no swimming, that's true.
No. Okay. So that's the plan. They're going to send down a bomb and blow everyone up.
Yep.
Back on Earth,
Yep.
Kendall is planning for... what's the day called specifically?
It is called Fossil Fun Day.
There we go. Doesn't sound fun at all. But Kendall's...
What? Matt, every kid gets a sifter, a safari hat, and a shovel.
It just seems kind of tokenistic. I don't think they're actually going to find fossils, is my feeling.
Oh, right. So your issue is that they don't actually discover real fossils?
That's right.
Okay. I mean, I think that's an unrealistic expectation to put on a children's museum fun day.
This is kind of like the natural follow-on from the Power Rangers episode that you guys probably won't hear for a little bit, Mighty Morphin, that is, about student elections and how it's all just kind of an elaborate ruse created by adults to make children feel like they have a purpose. This is that, but for fossils.
I mean, boy, Matt. I'd have thought you'd have been behind a day that was about encouraging kids to get into paleontology.
Yeah, but not with lies.
But, I mean, would it have been better if they take them out on a fossil dig and then don't find anything?
Yeah, I think so, because that would teach them that you need perseverance and patience.
It would teach kids that it doesn't matter how hard you try, sometimes you fail.
Yeah.
And that's an important message for 6-year-olds.
It kind of is, actually, and more 6-year-olds need that lesson.
I don't know that I agree with that sentence.
All right, well, that's fine.
All right. So everyone's out the front loading up the truck.
Yep.
Tyler got himself a new coat.
Can I say, before we get to this, there's a
Yep.
cute scene before that with Kendall and Riley.
Yep.
And Kendall flipping out and Riley trying to calm her down. I think they'd be a cute couple. I'm just going to put that out there.
Sure.
They have a cute interaction.
Yeah, they're definitely the most neurotic, is probably the word.
They're definitely,
members of the team.
The nerdy ones of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tyler's got a new coat.
Yep.
It's very billowy.
It definitely makes him look like a pirate captain.
It really does. And that's a look more people should get behind, is my feeling.
Like, I agree with that in theory, but the only people who actually dress like that are kind of douchebags in real life.
Oh, sure.
And that's not because of the coats. It just seems to be some sort of weird convergence of things.
So Tyler and Shelby saw this coat when they were out at some point. And Tyler just kind of bought it spontaneously.
Yep.
Shelby thinks it looks fine. Mm-hmm. It does look a little dumb.
It does. He does not rock it, unfortunately.
Not entirely. He's not quite confident enough to pull it off.
I think that's definitely part of it, and it's not just not fitted properly either. It's a bit loose and daggy.
Yeah. So a kid comes up and tells Tyler he's got a cool truck. Mm-hmm. That's because he hasn't seen yet a motherfucking knight in shining armor on an actual horse.
This is a pretty amazing entrance for a character.
Right?
Yeah. I like this character more and more as time goes on, which is impressive because he could become obnoxious quite quickly.
Yep.
But instead it's just kind of charming.
Yeah. I mean, where did he get the suit of armor from? Where did he get the horse from?
He probably bought it.
How does he have money?
Well, because he put money in his savings account like 600, 700 years ago.
Oh, in a ye olde bank.
Yeah. There's a
Right.
lot of interest now.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that they'd still honour his account?
I think they'd have to, legally.
I don't know that the laws have been written to cover what happens if you're stuck inside a space monster for 400 years.
No, I think the opposite is true. The laws haven't been written to cover, like, that happening for the bank.
Right.
Like, they're not prepared for that. They have to honour it because there's no law saying that you can't be stuck in a space monster for 400 years and then come back and get your money.
I don't know that would hold up in an actual court, but I'm willing to allow it.
Well, like, seriously, though, if I had money in my account
Yes.
and it was just sitting there and then
Yes.
500 years later I reappeared, I can't imagine they would have legal grounds to not give me my money.
There would probably be legal grounds to question whether or not you were you.
That's fine, but I can take a DNA test or whatever.
If you've been legally declared dead, that may be difficult.
But, like, if you're legally declared dead and you're not dead, they do have to reverse that. They can't just make you stay legally dead even though you're walking around.
Yeah, but if your money's gone, I don't know that the bank is required to bring it back.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only flaw in the plan is that the bank probably would have distributed that money to your family or whatever.
Yeah, but if Ivan had no family...
Yeah.
That's been Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger.
Financial law.
Yeah. All right. So I guess this is kind of a love triangle.
Yeah, it's just a shitty one.
It's not a great one.
No. It gets to a good place at the end of the episode, but the first half is kind of trite and definitely treading worn ground.
Ivan's teeth actually glint.
Yeah. So we should say, just to be clear, it's Ivan and Red Ranger guy,
Tyler,
and...
you'll get there.
And our pink one.
Shelby,
thank you.
That's okay.
Shelby likes Tyler, but sort of is kind of into Ivan, as everybody is, because he's Ivan.
Well, you know, Ivan's new and shiny and cool.
Shiny, quite literally.
Yeah.
So that's making the two guys quite jealous, and they're competing for Shelby's affection, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I think, in a way, also just, like, to be the leader of the team.
Yes, that too. There's definitely some subtext there about that.
Because, you know, Tyler was the Red Ranger and he was in charge, but now there's a Gold Ranger, and that's pretty cool, and he can fly, and he's got a sword.
Yep. I can understand his frustrations in this situation.
Yep. So a bunch of people come up and start taking photos of Ivan.
Yep.
Understandably, because he is a knight on a horse.
Yep.
He says, digital portraits, eh? And I just... Yeah, that'll get grading like 8 episodes from now.
But it's pretty great right now.
Right now, I'm on board.
Yeah. But it's because he's not like, whoa, what are these digital portraits? He's not playing that annoying, idiotic character who can't keep up with the times. He's adjusted already. His language isn't quite there, but he's on board with everything.
He understands that phones are a thing that is called digital.
Yep.
And that they can be used to take photos.
Yep. Which is pretty great, considering he's been around for like 3 days. He's picked up a lot.
It's not that hard, I imagine.
All right.
I mean, when you compare them to all the other insane shit that he has to deal with all the time.
Yeah.
The idea that someone's got like a small picture box. You know.
Yep, fair point.
So, in the bushes...
Yes.
Wrench is arguing with Fart Monster.
Can we call him Smokescreen?
If you'd like. But we do get the line, I'll tell you when to fart.
We sure do.
There's some things that you're just not expecting to hear when you sit down to watch an episode of Power Rangers.
I think that's because when we were growing up, that was not really an acceptable... acceptable is not quite the right word, but it wasn't done for that to be on a children's show. And like, this is definitely my old man get off my lawn coming out. But I kind of wish we didn't get to that place where farts were a thing that were considered good entertainment for children. Not that I'm like against them. I just don't think they're funny. I think they're like very cheap jokes.
Yep.
Where like it doesn't require any thought or setup. It's the lowest common denominator humor.
Anyway. They are a little funny.
All right, if you say so.
No. Here's what I'm going to say. Like a real fart can be funny. A monster that creates smoke and, it's farting. That's not funny.
No.
So they put the bomb in the back of Tyler's car.
Yep.
This plan, as far as like monster plans go, feels a lot more brutal than normal.
Oh, 100%. It seems like a very strange escalation in violence.
Like, ostensibly, whenever monsters come down, their plan is to kill the Power Rangers and a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it becoming like just a bombing.
Oh, yeah, it's because it's a car bomb, dude.
Yeah.
Like, those are inherently, like, gruesomely violent things that occur in the real world. Giant monsters are not. That's fantasy. We can separate that. But car bombs have killed actual people.
Yeah.
So it's weird to see it in a show like this.
A children's show.
Yeah.
So Kendall at the front moves people along because they're not interested enough in fossils.
to which, so Ivan says, "Good day, peasants. Have fun." Which
is great.
It's so great. Good. Because it would be very hard to pull off calling someone a peasant and not sound like a dick. But he totally does it. Because he means well. Like, he really does.
My favourite little background detail is Coda puts a metal bucket on his head.
Yes.
Because he thinks being a knight is super cool.
So Coda put a bucket on his head.
Yeah, good.
Thank you, Coda, for bringing a little bit of joy to everyone's lives.
Yes.
In small incremental amounts.
So Kendall points out that Ivan has no regular human clothes.
Yes.
So someone really needs to kind of take care of that. Shouldn't he have no clothes at all?
Yeah.
Like, where did he get any clothes at all that aren't the clothes that he came back in?
From his clothes bank.
Right, of course. Silly me.
Plus he has extra clothes because there's clothes interest.
I don't think... Does that, like, shorts turn into long pants over time?
No, you just get more shorts.
Oh, okay.
Like,
right.
Like, dollars don't turn into longer dollars when you get them in the bank. You just get more of them.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
I'm actually not sold. I have to think about that some more.
Financed.
So, Shelby volunteers to take Ivan shopping.
Yeah, I can see why that would appeal.
Yeah, they don't go there in a car.
No, they go on the horse, because
Yeah.
of course you would. There's a horse there.
Yep. She just gets on the back of the horse.
Yep.
Tyler angrily swoops his coat as he walks away.
It's adorably
It
angry.
is.
Yeah.
Luckily for everybody in this town, Wrench and Fart Monster forgot to set the timer on the bomb.
Yeah, they're not a great team.
Yeah. No, they're actually a terrible team.
It's almost like they're an intentional parallel being drawn between, like, a team that will not learn to work together and fail, and a team that will learn to work together and succeed.
That doesn't sound right. So, at Fossil Fun Day,
Yep.
which is on the park that we've seen several times before, that's like a precarious cliff edge with no fence.
No, this one's at the lake.
I don't know that it is.
Pretty sure it's by the lake, this one.
I'm pretty sure there's a precarious cliff edge.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Alright. Well, we'll agree to disagree.
Okay. So, Ivan shows up.
Yep.
He looks quite fancy.
Yeah, he's wearing a cool coat.
Yeah. It's the same coat.
Drama.
Yeah. It's a bit weird of Shelby to get him to buy that specific coat
Oh, it's
on that day.
It's very weird and kind of shitty of Shelby, to be honest.
Yeah. Like, if tomorrow they went shopping and he had that coat, okay. But you know Tyler is wearing that coat right now.
Yeah.
And that you are going to come and see him in that coat.
Yeah, she's intentionally starting some shit.
Yeah. So, some shit kind of gets started.
Yep.
The entrance to Fossil Fun Day is directly across a puddle.
Yeah, someone did not think that through.
No, just move the little gatey thing.
Yeah, it doesn't look permanent.
Yeah. So, an old lady comes up,
Yep.
and Tyler says, oh, look, she'll ruin her shoes if she walks through the mud.
And being a gallant knight, he has to put his coat down.
Yeah. His coat covers like half of the puddle.
Yeah,
So
that's what I found funny about it, is that the old lady clearly stepped into some mud after she steps on the coat.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really do its job, but that's fine.
No. And then a bunch of other kids and some dogs and some adults walk across it.
Yep.
Yep. Coat's ruined.
Oh, no.
I mean, I don't know how much that coat costs, but I can't imagine it's a cheap coat.
Not at all. This whole section of the episode is filled with some very petty actions by characters that kind of makes them seem like they're all jerks. Like, Tyler does not come off well in the scene. I know that he's upset, but that was a mean thing to do.
Yeah. So, Fart Monster comes out.
Well, I'd just like to say there, too, that Ivan takes this very well. And
Yes, he
just
does.
as like a fair point in the competition, he's like, yeah, well played.
Yep.
It's on, but all right. You know, you got one in. Good job.
Yep. So, Fart Monster comes out and makes some fart.
Yeah.
Sorry, red smoke.
Uh-huh.
And we get a couple of people ADR'd saying how much it smells, because of course we do.
Yep.
Yep, that's the show. And he says, good thing I ate beans, because
He sure does.
he's a fart monster.
Mm-hmm.
He couldn't just have been a smoke monster.
That's the thing. Like, it's red. It comes out of his shoulders. You know?
Matt, is that not how you fart?
Not generally.
Well, we need to have a conversation then.
Not when I'm healthy.
So they set a 10-minute timer on the bomb.
Yep. Which seems excessive, but that's fine.
Yeah. The Power Rangers go, hey, look, there's monsters over there.
Yep.
They run up to them. Smokescreen makes more smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Ivan and Tyler run in and try and grab Smokescreen and Wrench.
And they end up just punching each other, basically.
Yeah, Ivan tears a bit off Tyler's jacket, so now they're
no.
both ruined.
That's sad.
And then, so basically they're all like, oh, I don't know where the monsters are. And Riley points out that they're literally like 10 meters away, just over there.
This is maybe my favourite part of the episode, is just this quick shot Of the two monsters, like, running into the bushes.
They didn't teleport, because monsters in this show can't teleport.
Yeah.
They just ran away in a direction.
Yeah.
And did not quite make it far enough away.
They're like 2 seconds away from being seen, but instead, the illusion is completely shattered by them. It's like, when you see, like, the hero drop a smoke bomb and disappear, they
Yes.
kind of fumble the exit, and then you
Yep.
see them leave anyway. It's pretty good.
Yep. So they run to the disguised/hidden spaceship,
Yes.
which appears to only have room for one of them in it.
Yeah, I mean, they're villains, Michael.
But how did they come down?
Well, one of them fell.
From space?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that makes sense.
I believe the technical term is a halo drop.
I believe, Matt, that those generally cause colossal destruction.
No. Halo drops don't. They use parachutes.
Right. You're saying he had a parachute.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
There are high altitude low openings, so you jump from a high height, but then you open your parachute very low to avoid radar detection.
I'm a little disappointed we didn't see that, frankly.
That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they go to the spaceship, and Smokescreen's like, well, it's my spaceship. And Ranger's like, no, let's work together. And then knocks Smokescreen over, gets in, and takes off.
It's pretty funny.
It is good. It's good.
I like Wrench more after this episode, I've got to say.
Yeah, he's just a little... He's not, like, super conniving.
No.
He's just a little conniving.
Yeah.
So the Rangers run up,
Yep.
and Tyler starts to do its morphin time. Mm-hmm. Ivan doesn't think he's putting enough pizzazz into it.
Yep.
He's not wrong.
No, look, I agree, 100%. I think Tyler needs to lift his game, to be honest.
Yeah. Look, it was fine when you were the Red Ranger and you got to be in charge.
Yeah.
There's a competitor now. You got to put a bit more work into it.
It's the free market, that's how it works.
Yeah. So
Capitalism in action.
they do morph.
Yep. Only after the monster says, just morph already, to them, which is pretty funny.
I like that, it would be unfair for him to destroy them right now.
Yeah.
Even though that was the plan and still is the plan, because there's a bomb in the back of a car that's about to go off.
I think he knows that if he tried to attack them, they would just morph. So it has to happen eventually.
Might as well just, let's do it now.
Let's get it done with, yeah.
Yeah. So they all do like an introduction thing where they say their colour and their dinosaur and
They sure
do
do.
a pose. I could do without those.
Yeah, I mean, the sweeping camera shots on these were kind of cool this time. But, yeah, I agree. It's just filler.
There's a big explosion behind them. Disappointingly not coloured smoke explosions.
I promise we'll get it at the team up. It's coming, Michael.
I hope so, because they're the best.
Yeah, I know.
They make absolutely zero sense, but they're so good.
I know.
So they fight some Vivics. Mm-hmm. This is a pretty rad fight.
Yeah.
Everyone does like a cool move attack with their weapons.
This definitely feels like one of those fights where they're kind of on top of their game at the moment.
Yep.
There's no challenge for them. They're just cutting through these guys like butter.
Yeah, so Tyler is fighting Smokescreen.
Yep.
And he's doing okay, but he's taking some hits.
Yep.
And then Ivan runs up and he's like, it's alright, I'll take care of some of this.
Yep.
And he does take care of some of this.
Yeah, I think it's because Tyler, like, as much as this tries to play them as equal, Ivan kind of is more powerful. You know?
I mean,
like,
Ivan is a knight.
Yeah, plus he has just, like, more powerful powers.
Yeah. But, like, professionally,
Yeah.
Ivan's job was to be a knight.
Yep.
And then he was gone for a bit. But he's come back as still a knight. Whereas Tyler, as far as we know, is a dude.
Yeah. Not a knight.
Yeah. No, not a knight.
No.
Yeah. So, they, don't work together for a bit. And then they do decide to work together for a bit.
And things start going their way. Surprise, surprise.
Yep. They do like a combo attack.
Yep. This one's actually pretty cool. Are you talking about the finishing move here, Michael?
No, they do like a combo attack first.
Right, yep.
And then Smokescreen mentions the bomb.
Yep.
And then tries to backpedal with, like, who said bomb? I didn't say anything about a bomb.
It's such a clumsy reveal. Like,
Yeah.
This is kind of like a weak part of the episode here, where they could have handled this, like, communicating of information to the Rangers a bit better, but it's just the monster being an idiot.
Yep.
Which is unfortunate because as far as like physicality goes, he's quite a competent monster. Like he does
Yep.
put up a decent challenge physically for the Rangers.
Yeah, you know, he can take on two of them and fight them fairly evenly.
And when the Megazord battle comes, like he does better than any monster has so far.
Yeah, he's pretty damn good. They get lucky, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, now finishing combo attack.
Yep.
And, yeah, this is a good one.
Like it's almost too much for me.
Oh, I mean, I understand that, but at the same time, I'm happy for a little too much.
So the Rangers, like the regular Rangers, put their weapons together and make the Dino Spike,
Yep.
and they throw it. And then Ivan jumps on top of it and rides it like a surfboard.
Using his sword, like, to attack
Yeah.
as he rides past.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
pretty crazy.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's probably unnecessary for Tyler to say, that was awesome at the end.
Yeah, it's like, we get it, guy.
Yeah.
We're watching.
Yeah. So it's Magna Beam time.
Yeah.
Yep. So Smokescreen is giant now.
Perhaps the first time when the Magna Beam has kind of made sense as a strategic option, because they've got to go defuse this bomb, making the monster big sort of, well...
Makes that difficult.
Yeah, so it gives them another thing they have to worry about.
Yeah. So Tyler says he'll stay and pilot the Megazord.
Yep.
Everyone else go deal with the bomb.
Yep.
I don't quite know what he thinks they're going to do with the bomb.
Well, it's small. You just put it in the lake or something.
I guess. But that's not what we're told the effect of the bomb is.
No, that's true.
We're told that it will destroy half the town.
Yeah, that's true. That's a problem.
Yeah.
How will they solve it? Who knows? Maybe Amber Beach will just be destroyed at the end of the episode. That's the big episode
it's
800
weird.
reveal. Is that the
Episode
town
800, yep.
801 is very bleak.
Oh boy, you don't want to... No, it's sad. 3 Rangers dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not what happens,
No.
but we'll get to what actually happens. So, as they're running to go take care of the bomb, Ivan breaks off.
Yep.
And he goes like, I've had a thought about something.
There's stuff like this, like, it just kind of undercuts any reveals that happen. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to know that he has that thought, because it doesn't tell me anything, except that I should be waiting for something in a few minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, that stuff annoys me. That's fine.
Yeah. So, there's a ton of fog,
Yep.
and then Smokescreen becomes a giant snake monster.
Yeah, he grows a tail, which I was not ready for.
He just says serpent transformation. Like we're meant to go, oh yeah, he's got a serpent transformation.
Don't we all have one of those?
I assume that that's somehow related to Children's Day,
I guess.
but if so, Children's Day is a horrifying and bizarre festival.
I mean, one of the first films, if not the first film I saw at the cinema, was Aladdin, which taught me that if you're magic, you can just become a big snake.
Yeah, that's fair.
So this makes sense to me.
Okay. Does it?
Yep.
I think that's Stockholm Syndrome, Matt, because I don't think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So the Megazord's kind of getting trashed.
Yeah, properly What? Whammed? I was
It's
gonna
getting
say,
whacked,
I was going to say
Matt.
whammed, but that's not a thing either.
Yeah, no, it's singing George Michael.
Yeah.
It didn't get woken up before it went.
That might kill the monster, but that's
Yeah.
not what happens.
It's getting whammed. No, so, yeah, the Megazord's getting the shit kicked out of it,
Yes.
and it's getting attacked by a giant snake, and it can't see.
Yep.
Which is, not great.
Not ideal. Yeah.
No. Luckily, Ivan had a plan.
Yeah, which, like, it's strange because it's not a plan that, like, he couldn't have done last week,
No.
His plan is to just, like, make his giant Megazord stick onto the back of the current Megazord and make it fly.
It's not even a plan that he couldn't have mentioned 10 minutes ago.
But it's not a secret plan. It doesn't require subterfuge.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So we get a new Megazord formation.
Yeah.
Which is called the Tri-Stego Terror Formation.
Yep, that doesn't roll off the tongue.
Can we just not name the formations?
Yeah,
that would be better for me than them all having names that are just dinosaur, dinosaur, dinosaur formation.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
And
just
it's
not
not even a cool Megazord. It's just... And I know we're going to get to this in MMPR quite soon, but it is just the 6 Rangers Zord strapped on the back like a jetpack.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it does get a different hat.
You say that like that makes up for it.
It's something, I guess.
I guess.
I mean, look, I understand that when you're designing 10 robots...
Yeah.
that all have to come together in various ways.
Yep.
Some of them are going to be a little worse than others.
Yeah, but like there's creative ways around it.
Yeah.
Like
Also,
Yep, go
there's
ahead.
there's not really an advantage to this over just the Terra Megazord.
it can fly.
Can't the Terra Megazord fly?
Oh, that's true. Well, presumably it's quote unquote more powerful because there's more Megazord.
Is that how it works? I
In
guess.
Power Rangers, I think so.
That's true.
Yeah, I think like the more you bolt onto it, the better it is.
That does sound like this show.
Yeah.
So we cut away from that to Fossil Fun Day.
Yes.
Kendall's
Where it was,
got...
it's no fun back at Fossil Fun Day, as I predicted.
No, Matt, it is a lot of fun. It's so much fun that Kendall is distracted trying to stop kids from having too much fun.
Because they're sword fighting her with shovels.
Yep.
Because they're so bored.
No, Matt, that's because shovels are equal to swords in the Power Rangers universe now.
That's true. She basically just did give them weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's less than 2 minutes on the bomb.
Oh no.
Yeah. Wrench suggests to Sledge,
Yep.
make the bomb big.
Which, this is kind of a genius moment to me.
It's brilliant.
I really appreciated it. It's like, yeah, of course you make the bomb bigger.
It's a clever use of all the things that exist in this universe that are never going to be done like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, why don't they just make one of the Power Rangers bigger? That'd fuck with them for a bit.
Well, no, because then you'd have a giant Power Ranger, and that would be awesome.
Yeah, but, like, if you make him big, he's big.
Yeah.
He's gonna, like, step on stuff and destroy stuff.
But then when a monster comes down, he can just solo it because he's a giant Power Ranger.
Do they have an unmagna beam, do you reckon?
I don't know. I guess I never really needed one.
Yeah, because if you made all the Power Rangers giant,
Yep.
like, you can't send monsters down, but you've definitely fucked with the Power Rangers for a bit.
Yes. I agree.
So anyway, yeah, they make the bomb giant, and now they can't move the bomb.
Because it's large.
Because it's maybe 5 meters tall?
Yeah.
So what are they going to do, Matt?
Well, I mean, logic says you get one of the Megazords to pick it up.
Yeah, so the Megazord very quickly cleaves Smokescreen in twain,
Yeah.
just straight down vertically.
He jumps very high up into the air and then comes down very fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to get the momentum to slice through bone.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So Tyler says he has an idea for dealing with the bomb.
Yep.
Ivan says, I've also got an idea for dealing with the bomb. And guys, look, we've all got the idea for dealing with the bomb.
Yeah, but like they're having a teamwork moment, Michael.
I guess, but the idea is pick up and move the bomb.
Yeah. I mean, it's not rocket science. Although
So-
it probably does involve rockets.
So in space,
Yes.
after Sledge made the bomb big,
Yep.
he turned off his screen,
Yeah, job done.
which is a little presumptuous of him, but okay. So I was not expecting this next bit.
Yep.
They take the bomb to space.
Yeah, this surprised me as well.
Yeah, what?
Like, it kind of makes sense. Like, they've got a huge bomb, and they've got a guy in space that's causing them some grief, so they go throw the bomb at him.
So they throw the bomb at him. He shoots lasers. He manages to blow up the bomb just before it hits.
Yeah.
So
What's
the ship does get damaged.
What surprised me about this is the fact that they don't just go, like, up into the atmosphere and then throw it very hard. They just go into space. Like, that's a thing that they can do.
Yeah. So if they can do, like, he blows up the bomb and it doesn't destroy the spaceship.
Yeah.
They're right there.
Yeah, just go up
Why
and
not
whack
just
them.
destroy it? You've got a sword and a giant drill.
Yeah.
Just if the rule was like we don't want to vent evil bad guys into the vacuum,
Yeah.
then fine if that's the rule. But now that you've tried to bomb him, all bets are off.
Yeah, that's not going to be any better or worse than just cutting them up.
Yeah. So just like they could have just. I'm sure they've got a gun. One of their arms can be a gun.
Yep.
Just fly into space. So the bomb does not kill Sledge and end the show.
No, so the whole ship is on fire, and it looks quite...
In space.
It's quite damaged, but it's not going to blow up anytime soon, unfortunately.
No. Which is a little disappointing.
Do you think this will become, like, a thing for the show? Like, Sledge is now operating with half power or whatever?
I don't know. It's an interesting kind of position that they're in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because there's 7 episodes left this season.
Yep.
That could become like a change in the status quo that makes him change things that leads up to whatever happens in the finale.
Yeah, and maybe the ship is okay for now, but very soon we'll run out of power. So,
Yeah, and so he has to escalate.
yeah, absolutely.
Or it could be fixed next week.
There's that too. Or it could just not be mentioned next week.
Yes, certainly that's the more likely possibility.
Yep.
So, look, we're at the coda now.
Yep.
Tyler bought something for someone.
He sure did, and everyone wants to know what it is, but he's being a bit cagey about it.
He is. Ivan brings out food for everyone because he's got a job now working at the cafe.
And, he even rocks the, kitchen staff outfit,
Yep, he really does.
and it's weird.
Speaking of rocking outfits,
Yep.
I think I have to give a shout out to Indiana Kendall this week.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's a good look.
It is a good look. She rocks that too. Absolutely.
So Ivan's brought out a tuna dactyl melt for Tyler.
Now, I have a question about that. Is it part tuna, part pterodactyl?
I mean, that would not be what I would imagine.
Do they have access to pterodactyl jerky, do you think?
I don't believe so, Matt.
Okay.
On account of all pterodactyls are long dead.
Yeah, but maybe some was preserved, like Coda.
Man, if we had real Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
if that was a thing, you would absolutely be able to get dinosaur meat.
100%. It would be half theme park attractions and then a half new source of food for people who
There'd
eat
be
meat.
like a Heston Blumenthal restaurant attached.
Definitely.
That's like dinosaurs with foam and headphones that you listen to them growl as you eat them or something.
That's fucked up, but sure.
Yeah, he's a weird guy, man.
Yeah, I agree.
So Ivan's brought out grilled cheeses for everyone else.
Yeah.
Everyone else looks pretty bummed about that.
But grilled cheeses are tasty.
Yeah, it's not a tuna dactyl melt, sure, but, he still brought you free lunch.
Yeah. And I can eat grilled cheese. I can't eat a tuna nectar melt, so...
That's true. We don't know that any of the Power Rangers are vegetarian, Matt.
Right. I mean, I'm guessing not, given their love of Bronto burgers.
Yeah, certainly there's some that we know aren't vegetarian.
Yep.
So Tyler's replaced Ivan's coat.
Yes, which is very nice.
Yeah, it is. I think he accepts responsibility for having been a bit of a dick.
Yeah, which certainly redeems him in my eyes, I think.
Yeah. And then they decide to take some self-portraits together.
Yep.
Doing the famed duck mouth.
Yes.
I can't decide if I love this or hate this.
The tipping point for me was when Coda starts photobombing in what is a completely adorable moment at the end of the episode.
It's like... It feels like, oh, this show, let's try and be modern, and everyone's taking selfies and stuff. But everyone just plays it so sweetly.
Yep.
It's really hard to fault it.
It is. I think they've done a great job of making the characters endearing. Even when they're not subtle, they're at least compelling.
And they are often not subtle.
Generally speaking. Yeah.
Alright, so that's the end of the episode, mate.
Yeah, and it's on a nice little bromantic moment, which I appreciate.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Matt, what did you think of Smokescreen?
Well, I think I have an inbuilt bias against Smokescreen.
I mean, ignoring the fact that he's a fart monster,
It's very hard to do, but okay.
he's got a cool design. He turns into a... He's got a pretty cool design.
But his design doesn't speak to his function at all.
Maybe it makes more sense in Japan.
Yeah,
And I
but-
say that knowing that it must make more sense in Japan.
But the sort of onus on the Power Ranger staff in America is to use what they've got in a way that makes sense for the context.
I guess.
And they did not do that.
He does turn into a giant snake,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And the plan that he is involved with kind of does okay.
Well, it actually does the worst of them all, ultimately.
Well, yeah, sure. Look, here's what I'm saying. I don't think he's worse than the spike balls.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Is he worse than, say, Fury? Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Right. Is he worse than Spellbinder, the mind control magic monster?
That depends on whether you think that active badness is worse than blandness.
Sure.
Like, Spellbinder was just kind of boring. And Smokescreen wasn't boring, but for kind of all the wrong reasons.
Because he was a fart monster, is what you're saying.
But that and the fact that his design is kind of confusing, and the snake thing, while cool, comes out of nowhere. And it just kind of seems sort of random and cheap, I guess.
Sure.
But
Well,
yeah,
immediately below Spellbinder, we've got Ice Age from the first episode,
yeah,
who I think was a complete nothing monster.
yeah, that's true.
And I think, at the very least, Smokescreen is a something monster,
Definitely, that's correct.
even if that something is not necessarily great.
Yeah.
So why don't we put Smokescreen in at number 12?
Okay.
All right.
Done.
So that's the Ranger Danger Dino Charge creature feature. Matt, how'd you go for Fantasy Zordon this week? It wasn't a very big week, I don't think.
No, it was not a big week at all. I took solace in the fact that I did exactly as well as you did, by my count.
I believe that is probably true, yes.
So for Coda, I had 4 mini combination weapon,
Yep.
2 Megazord formations,
Yep.
and entering a power-up mode for Dino Steel.
Yep.
So that is a total of 8.
Mm-hmm.
For Riley, part of a combination weapon and power-up mode, so that is 4. And then 2 for my missing rangers, which brings me to a total of 16.
Yes, I did exactly the same this week, Matt.
Yep.
8 points for Shelby for all the same things.
Yep.
4 points for Chase for all the same things.
Yep.
And 2 for the Aqua and Silver Rangers.
Yeah, it's kind of a nothing week for
Yeah.
Fantasy Zordon, unfortunately. I think it's because it was very much a red and gold focus episode, and
Absolutely.
they're sort of removed from our competitions. So
Anyone who happens to have the blue and pink Rangers, on the other hand,
that's true. Yeah,
would have had quite a good week.
yeah,
So, Matt, do you want to hear the scores?
yeah. Lay it on me.
It's pretty tight. So, the top of the line right now, after this week,
Yep.
is 208 points.
Yep.
The bottom of the line is 183 by the looks of it.
Okay.
So there's about 20 points in it on both ends.
Yep.
We're pretty near the middle of the pack.
Okay.
You're on 193 points.
Yep.
And I am just ahead on 198.
Okay. So I've got 5 points to pick up
And we've got 7 episodes to go
of season 1.
of season 1, yes.
Yep.
I will say, though, next week's episode
Yep.
is called True Black.
Ah, shit.
So I suspect that might be a good week for anyone who's got Chase.
Yes, including you bastard.
Including me bastard.
Yeah.
That's exactly correct. So, Matt, have you got anything else? 800 episodes of Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being someone who worked on the show in the first season,
Yep.
trying to tell that person that show would still be running 21 years and 800 episodes later?
Yeah, it would be pretty unthinkable, wouldn't it? But at
Yeah.
the same time, I think telling someone that then would actually be a bit more believable than, say, telling someone in early Turbo when the show was tanking and looked like it wasn't going to make the year.
Yeah, I guess at that point it was incredibly successful.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Realistically, once it kind of bridged that Zeo Turbo space slide,
Yeah.
the show's never going to go away.
Well, wasn't it before they went to the new Saban era, when they did the remake of the first season?
Yes.
I think that's when they weren't sure if it was going to come back then. Like, that was the... maybe.
Yeah, Disney had basically given up on it
Yep.
at that point, and that was 700 episodes.
Yep.
And I think everyone was kind of going, 700 is about 650 more than anyone ever expected.
Yeah.
Yes, and at that point, Disney basically just didn't want it anymore, which is how Saban were able to buy it back.
Yeah, there was a really interesting article on Comic Book Resources this week about the end of the Fantastic Four and why comic book characters are characters that we're kind of not okay with them ever finishing their stories.
Right, whereas, like, at the end of a movie, you can go, all right, that's the end of the movie, we're done.
Yeah, it's like, it's not heartbreaking that, I suppose Indiana Jones keeps coming back, but it's hard to think of non-franchise characters right now.
Yeah, in 2015, that's a long shot.
But like, there's characters in movies where you really enjoy the film, but it's okay that that's the last you're ever going to see them.
Yep.
But with the Fantastic Four, the idea that they're just not going to come back as the Fantastic Four ever is kind of a frightening and confronting notion.
Yeah, I wonder if that's because change is built into, in that case, the medium.
Yeah.
Or in Power Rangers' case, the structure of the show.
Yep.
And so, like, you know, you understand at the end of the third Indiana Jones movie that one day Harrison Ford is going to be 70.
Yep.
And he, like, you can either make someone else be Indiana Jones, which sounds like a terrible idea,
Yep.
or give up on Indiana Jones and do something else.
Yes.
Whereas with comics and with Power Rangers, we've kind of built these structures where there's no reason you can't keep doing them forever.
Yeah, I think that comes back to narrative structure. Like, Power Rangers is a bit different where they do finish stories every 2 years or so.
Yes.
But in comics, they don't finish stories. It's the perpetual second act.
Yep.
There's never going to be an ending up until, I guess, there has to be an ending. So I think, yeah, they're kind of similar but different in that respect, where Power Rangers keeps going because they keep finishing stories,
Yep.
whereas comics keep going because they don't ever finish stories.
Yeah.
So yeah, the idea of Power Rangers finishing up is a weird one to think about, but it's got to be coming eventually, right? Like, TV shows, unlike comics, it seems, they do stop eventually. Like, there's no TV shows that just run indefinitely. Outside of, like, talk shows, but even then they rotate out the hosts.
I mean, you can say that, but something like, say, Doctor Who has run for 50 years on and off.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point.
The really big death blow for Power Rangers would be if they stopped making Super Sentai.
Yes, absolutely.
Because they're not going to keep making Power Rangers if they have to shoot a whole TV show.
No, it's just not financially viable.
No. I guess beyond that, I mean, if it stops making money for Saban, Saban will get rid of it.
I mean, if physical toys stopped being a thing that kids liked, and Saban didn't effectively transition that into digital, then
Yep.
that would end the show as well.
But I think, you know, at this point, I think it was Russell T Davies said it about Doctor Who, but it's true of Power Rangers. It's a show that has now run so long that if someone gives up on it, at some point in the future, someone else will go, hey, that was a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a generational thing, right? Like, there's enough generations of children that have seen the show that are now at, like, producing their own thing age.
Yeah.
That there's going to be people who are interested in bringing it back creatively. And often
Yeah.
that's all you need. That's enough to get the spark going again.
Yeah. So, 10 years, unless something drastic changes, I imagine the show will be stuck to this 20 episodes a season rule for at least a little while longer.
Yep.
Which is a little disappointing, but also not terrible.
I mean, it's probably good for the people making the show. And us, to be frank.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. If this show goes to 40 episodes a week, I don't know that we're doing 2 seasons at a time.
I don't think we could hack it.
No, I don't. I think we would go insane.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, look, I hope Power Rangers makes it to 1,000. That would be a big deal.
Yeah.
And I hope that come that 1,000th episode, that Judd Lynn is in creative control, so we get a proper episode out of it.
Oh, I mean, look, I can imagine that the 1,000th episode special has got to be a pretty good one, right?
You'd hope. Yeah, it always depends on who the executives are running the company, but
I mean, 1,000.
yeah, I'm with you.
So many.
Yeah. How many episodes have there been of Doctor Who? Have we asked this on the show before? I'm feeling like...
I don't know that we've ever done the which show would have been an even worse idea for us to do discussion. I will look that up right now, Matt.
Okay. I don't know that I'd rather do Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the first, few years were pretty rough for modern eyes. Not to say that they're bad by any stretch, they're just very...
They're 50 years old television.
Yeah, that's right. And it's not like going back and watching Casablanca where there was still highly crafted films. It was kind of throwaway television at the time.
Yes.
And despite the fact that those episodes created incredible legacy, they're still pretty low in production values. And it's not like... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you please keep going.
I was just going to say that it's not like 90s low production values, which are still okay to today's eyes because it wasn't that long ago. 1960s low production values is kind of hard to get through.
Yeah, so Look, Doctor Who's actually a tricky one. At the end of the current season of Doctor Who, which is Series 9 of the reboot,
Yep.
there will have been 262 stories.
Yep.
But the issue with that is that many of those stories are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes long.
Yep.
So I couldn't tell you without adding it up how many exact episodes there have been.
You know, I feel like...
In fact, I could. It's in the first paragraph. 816 episodes of Doctor Who have aired.
Wow. So they're pretty much on par. But
very close.
Power Rangers will be taking over quite soon.
Yes, Power Rangers makes 7 or 8 more episodes a year.
Yeah.
So in the next couple of years, there will be more episodes of Power Rangers.
That's insane,
in 20
right?
years.
Yeah.
That is absolutely insane.
Wow. And that's with Power Rangers slowing down as time went on.
Yep, absolutely it is.
Wow. That's something to wrap your head around, isn't it?
It really is just absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let's put a peg in this one and return for the next 100 episodes next week.
I think we're only going to do one next week.
Oh, okay. That sounds more manageable. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. So, on Friday, our 2-year anniversary special comes out.
Yeah, prepare yourself.
Please tune in. It's Matt and I doing another game show, but it's a little different this time. We roped in Lauren and Tim, who we know statistically are you guys' favourite guests.
Yep.
So please tune in for that. It's a big one, and at the end of it, we'll announce the winner of our survey competition.
Dun, dun, dun.
In the meantime, fill out the survey.
Yeah.
And I remembered what the other admin thing was.
Oh, great.
I've got 2 shirts in the We Love Fine Power Rangers t-shirt competition.
You do too? Yeah, yeah.
There's a Time Force one and a Mighty Morphin one.
Yep.
There's links on the top of our Facebook page if you go to Facebook/Ranger Danger.
They're
In fact,
they're pretty
I
cool.
think that's /Ranger Danger podcast. I'll correct myself there.
They're pretty cool, I'll just say. I'll drop that in there.
I'm a pretty big fan of them. You can log in to vote with Facebook.
Yep.
So if you've got a Facebook, that's all you need to do. You don't have to set up a separate account. I mean, I would like you to give them 5 stars, but please give them the appropriate rating.
Yeah, we don't want to compromise your artistic merit here.
No. And while you're there, vote for some other ones. There are some pretty cool other ones by other people. So give them all a vote.
And there are some not great ones. We want the good ones to succeed, even if it's not us.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep.
All right,
Cool.
so that's it. We'll be back on Friday with a special, Saturday with a new episode of Mighty Morphin.
And then Monday with more Dino Charge.
Wednesday.
Oh,
Right.
Wednesday, sorry. Yeah, not Monday. That'd be...
That's why I control the schedule. Thank you guys for 2 years.
Yeah.
Thank you, Power Rangers, for 800 episodes.
It's a qualified thank you, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, thank you.
Yeah.
You know,
In air quotes.
But, yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.
Dino Charge!
Alright, so they throw the bomb. Hey, no, that's not where we were, was it? It's 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 not where we were, was it?